Hi guys, I am on the road actually at the moment, but I don't know if this happens to you. I often find when I'm on the road, I think of all the things that I want to talk about. So I'm pulled over, of course, but I just wanted to jump on and actually talk about magnesium because somebody asked me a question about magnesium, and magnesium is one of the top 5 probably supplements that when patients come in to see me for the first time, they're already taking. So there's lots of different kinds on the market, and when you go, to the health food store, there's a variety of different types. You might not even know because probably the health food store people just say, here, take this one. But the magnesium is bound to different things. So I wanted to talk about what the types are and when and why you might take them, what it's best for. So in order of how well the body absorbs the amount of magnesium in the supplement, I'm going to tell you the types. So starting with the least absorbable in the body is magnesium oxide. And then you have magnesium citrate, magnesium malate, totally blanking there for a second, magnesium malate, and then magnesium bisglycinate, and your magnesium threonate. There's a few other types, some that aren't oral and that I'm not going to talk about because these ones are kind of the main ones. But as I said, those are in order from what absorbs the best in your body, or what absorbs the least in your body, to what absorbs the best. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the ones that don't absorb as well aren't good for you. They're good for certain purposes. So for example, the magnesium oxide and citrate, you're not going to absorb into the bloodstream as much as you would the other ones, but where they might be beneficial is for constipation, for example, because they're going to draw more water to the intestines and help move things along. So in cases of constipation, you might want to try those. With the magnesium malate, this is a really easy way to remember this one. If it's muscles, M for muscles, malate, M for muscles. If it's muscle tension, if it's muscle pain, like fibromyalgia, anything to do with the muscles, magnesium malate is the one you probably want to take. But I would avoid taking that one at night because for the odd person, I've heard it can be a little bit too stimulating and disrupt sleep. So try to take that one maybe earlier in the day. Then you have the magnesium bisglycinate. This one's probably the most popular one on the market right now. It's said to be the most bioavailable, although that can be somewhat contradicted, I guess, with magnesium threonate because they're both pretty up there, but in different ways. But the magnesium bisglycinate is the one that most people will take because it gets into the bloodstream in the highest amounts. So if we're talking about hypertension, like high blood pressure, you want that calming effect in the body, that's where you're going to want to take magnesium bisglycinate. And then the magnesium threonate, this one is a little bit newer to most people right now. And the interesting thing about this one is that it is the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier. So the blood-brain barrier is a protective barrier that we have that doesn't allow a lot of things to get through to our brain, which is a really good thing. But in this case, it will allow the magnesium threonate, because of the way it, the type of molecule it is, it'll allow it to pass through. So if you are wanting that mind calming, so anxiety, difficulty sleeping, hard time shutting off your brain, making the thoughts slow down, if there's attention deficit or hyperactivity, and or just brain health, so for memory, for aging, things like that, you would want to use the magnesium threonate. So the question that I actually got with regards to the magnesium was more to do with when's the best time to take it, and with food or without food, etc. I find that for the most part with supplements, if there's a huge debate, like you hear both sides, you hear take it with food, take it without food, and most people, like there's always reasons why one way or the other. It doesn't actually matter as much as you think. So, you know, if it's consistent that everyone's kind of saying take it like this, then maybe then those ones matter a bit more, and there's a few like that. But most of the supplements that you take, there's a big debate. And like I said, if there's a big debate, there's no kind of one right way. So it doesn't really matter. So don't worry about it. It's more important to me a lot of the time that you get it in you than worrying about the right time and then forgetting because you just can't remember when you're supposed to take it. There's the odd one, like I said, that if it's too late at night and you take it, it might affect your sleep and keep you up or something. Magnesium is not typically one of those, except for maybe the magnesium malate for the odd person. But generally, magnesium at nighttime is a good idea because it helps calm you down. It helps relax the muscles to go to sleep. Unless it's a form also that's going to move the bowels, then you might not want to take it at nighttime. But otherwise, the other ones are great for nighttime. With or without food, doesn't matter so much. I mean, it's a mineral, it's in food, so with food, it might help absorb a little bit better, but it's not going to be a make or break thing for you. If a supplement, whether it's magnesium or something else, kind of makes you feel nauseous or it makes you feel sick, taking it on an empty stomach, then don't. Take it with food. But like I said, to me it matters more if you get it in you than if you forget because you're worried about the right time to take it. What was I going to say? Just in general with supplements, that's my rule of thumb. But if you're, you know, curious, you're wondering about a particular one, you're on maybe a few medications, there's always exceptions to these things. So I would definitely always check with your naturopathic doctor, ask me, feel free to reach out with your questions. I'm always happy to answer them. Yeah, like I said, keep it simple. Health doesn't need to be super complicated, and when you make it complicated, you forget to do things. So just keep it simple. Have a great day, guys.